Hey folks, Jonathan here, and Noah.
Hey.
So Noah's working on back brakes on the Lancer. We're trying to get them on, get them adjusted. We got some steel lines on. We took the gas tank out. I'll show you what it looks like. Terrible. You said it had a hole in it underneath, Noah?
Yeah.
I don't know if you can see in it, but it's terrible. It's wet there, so it's probably leaking.
See where it's leaking underneath.
It's got a cutout in it too for the rear end. Yeah. So leaking underneath. So it's shot and it's full of sludge. You probably can't see it, but it's in there. So the plan is, because I can't get that tank, and we've got a little bit of floorboard rust down here in the bottom of the spare tire carrier. This is going to get cut out, and we're going to put a Ford Mustang tank in it, and it'll actually screw in and bolt in, and then it'll be flush with the trunk pan, and it'll be the top of the gas tank on a Mustang is the trunk pan. So it'll go in. We'll have to do just a little bit of cut and fabricating, not much whatsoever. Once we get it in, it actually fills from the top side in the center, so we'll adapt our fill to it, and we're going to kill two birds with one stone. We're going to have a gas tank, but we're also not going to have any rust back here. But the only bad part is we're not going to have a spare tire carrier. But I'm not so worried about keeping this car completely original, so it's not that big of an issue. Of course, it don't have the original engine in it anyway. So we've got our brake parts for the front right. So we're going to go ahead and try to get the brakes together on this and get it down, get this thing to where we can at least, you know, be able to get in it, fire it up, move it around, and then that'll leave us to doing some floor work, pretty major floor work. But this will be close to being ready to drive down the road. Gas tank for a Mustang was only $52, and then the pickup was about $30 for the center unit and pickup. So got it all on the way. That'll solve that, and I think that's about it for now on this. We're just going to keep on getting brake lines on, adjusting the brakes up, get the tires and wheels back on it, so it quit looking like it's been sitting in New York or stopped at a stop sign in New York back in the 80s. Okay, working on the Nash wheels too. Painted this one like a brown. It's a brown burgundy color. We'd already painted them green. Trying to debate what color I want. I know it's for Jordan, but it's going to be with that tan color. So I think this would look a little better. So I think we're going to try one with brown and see how that works out. All right, folks. Back brakes are completely done. Wheels are back on. Brakes are adjusted. Front's done. Got to pick up one more steel brake line to take care of the front. That way everything will be in good shape, and then we'll bleed them out, and that'll be ready. Gas tank hopefully will be in soon. So moving right along on the Lancer. So we gotta try to get a couple tires together to put on for the Nash. We're working on that, and we're getting ready to drive the Golden Hawk down the road here shortly. I think Noah's wanting to ride with me, so I'll have to drive pretty easy so I don't scare him. Alright, okay, we've got 3 of them done. This one here is going to have some welding done to it before it's going to hold a valve stem. You can see there was some pitting here, pitting on this one, and around the outside of this one. So they're not going to be perfect, but we're putting the beauty rings back on them anyway. But you know, it's really all we've got that for them, and you know, they're still solid enough to be safe. So we'll go ahead and get this one, and we'll start getting some tires on these things, and hopefully have a couple of them at least on that Nash before the day's up. All right, here's the tires that come on the 51 Studebaker when I got it. We cleaned them up, got them ready to put on some rims for the Nash. I did get what people are calling a urinal. Put that in, got me some soapy water in it. So should be good to go. We'll get the tires mounted here. Alright folks, we're driving forever. Still running running straight exhaust. We'll turn this over to you though in a minute. Okay, I know I got issues with the plug wires because if you remember right, every time I reach across it would shock me. But we may have an issue with the points. It's got dual points, and I didn't even set them. It was firing when I got it. So we're going to go through and check the points and probably pick up a set of plug wires and put on it. It's pulling hard. You know, pretty surprising. It's just the fact that it's busting out bad. So we'll figure it out. Okay, this rim is off of the front front passenger side of the El Camino, and it had a tube in it, and it was going down. And the other day I had popped it, front of the tire off, and just put another tube in it temporarily. Must have had a hole in it, but the reason that this thing wouldn't hold a bead without a tube, it looks like somebody has chopped on it with something. That's been there a long time, but we're going to take and smooth all this out and see if we can get a tire to seat on this rim. We don't have to run a tube in it. Okay folks, Packard engine is still busting out. Haven't done anything really to it yet, but I want to get them plug wires. And I got a feeling our battery was sitting there. I got a feeling that between the plug wires and the points, that it's a combination of problems here. It's just falling flat on its face when it gets to a certain RPM. But until it gets to that RPM, this thing's pulling like a draft horse. I mean, it just surprising, very surprising. But anyway, before I run this next clip here that was yesterday, I want to give a little backstory on a buddy of mine that showed up here. Good friend of mine, I think the world of him. His name's Chris, and he, I've had him in videos before. He comes by. He enjoys being on the videos, and he actually asked if I was going to get him on video, and I think he slipped one in on me is what he done. He's sort of looking for something, and from somebody overseas, and maybe they can help out. And if they can, with his little request there, and there's some shipping involved, I'll be more than glad to pay the shipping PayPal or however to help him out. But a little backstory on it. Chris is 29 years old. He's got Asperger's, and he's got what he says is the highest functioning form of autism. And good guy. He's moved out of his parents' house. He's got his own place. He works at Wendy's. He's been working there for a little over a year now, and really proud of him. He's really independent. He wants to make it on his own. He don't want help from anyone. He'll tell you real quick, don't want any help from the government. He won't take any kind of a disability check or anything like that. And it actually makes him mad that people do. He's a lot smarter in some places than me and a whole lot of other people I know when it comes to school buses and seat belts. He collects seat belts, and he's looking for some from overseas, and he'll explain to you on this clip about it. And like I said, if anybody has any overseas that is something that he's looking for, I'll be more than glad to PayPal the shipping and everything to get him here. I'd like to help him out because he's a good boy. He hard worker, and every time he comes, he definitely brightens up my day. Don't matter what kind of mood you're in, when Chris gets here, you're gonna forget all about it. He's a special person that don't let anything hold him back. And he's had a lot of medical issues over the years and stuff, and he don't let it bother him a bit. Just keeps right on going. So we can all learn something from him for sure. Anyway, here's Chris. My buddy Chris has come to see me. Got Noah helping him get some seat belts out.
Oh yeah, we went right past that, didn't we?
Hey Jonathan, it's me. Hey everybody. I'm Jonathan and fan club. It's me again. I moved to Aberdeen, but I'm still doing good. You know how that goes. As for me and my house, we shall serve thy Lord. But I'm still collecting my seatbelt buckles. They're in the backpack if you want to see them.
Yeah, let's see what you got so far.
You have my new bike?
A new bike?
Yep.
Nice. So you're living in your own place now?
Yep.
That's good.
And this is what I collect. Mail end, that goes in, and the shore harness, that's what I call my shore harness, by the shoulder. But if it keeps you happy and all that stuff, if you ever get any of these abroad, people abroad, if you ever have any junkers like Skodas especially, because I'm from Romania, and never see, I have a few Peugeots, and what's the other one, Renault, and Lancia Grand Voyagers, the middle seatbelt that retracts from the ceiling, It's essentially the same as a Grand Caravan, except in town country, only it's Lancia. If you have any of those or any of those in the Copart or scrap yards, just send them to Jonathan, and I'm here every weekend, and he can always send them to me. We'll work the details out and all that good stuff. But have a good one, and God bless, okay?
So everything else been going good for you, right?
Yes, I had a few surgeries. I got a CPAP since the last time. Had 2 torn retinas in the eyeballs, but I got those surgically fixed with something like, what's it called? Like a contact lens. They put them on each eye, and then you push look into this machine. It's like a crazy laser psychedelic light show.
Yeah.
But they fixed it, and as long as I can do what I love, if I didn't take that risk of getting into there, you know what would have happened? I went blind.
Oh, you don't want that?
No. I took a little risk, but hey, the greatest risk is always taking a little bit of risk, but as long as you get something out of it legally and happily and health-wise, that's all that matters.
No bicycle wrecks lately, right?
Not really.
No?
Nope. Actually, I had one with a cop that almost ran me over. I told your wife about that.
Yeah?
Mrs. Weenans about that. But everything's okay. The bike didn't get bent, but it knocked me pretty good off. Other than that, no broken anything. No. This was 2 weeks ago, actually.
Oh, yeah?
But, yeah, other than that, it's just, we made up. I was about to cuss the person out. I thought it was some beach blonde. It was a black, one of them black, what are they called, Tahoe something. you know how the lights are in North Carolina. They're always unpredictable. I'm used to Ohio where they're like, oh, it'll stay out right away. Then, and he accidentally slipped off the pedal, you know. It was a Tahoe or Suburban, one of the police packages. I didn't realize it until I saw the permanent orange plate that says North Carolina permit, which means government. But I didn't see a front plate, so I'm thinking that's why one of them beach blonde ladies going texting, and next year, no offense to your texters, but don't text behind the wheel. Really, I could write another one.
Well, it's a good thing you didn't beat him up, then, right?
No, I was about to cuss him out, but when I saw the bulletproof vest and that said police, I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry, but it was his fault. He admitted it was his fault. Other than that,
What you
we
got now?
shook hands and
Cadillac SFX.
SFX.
SRX, I think.
Oh, the new one, though.
Yep.
That's a brand new one.
Yep.
Wow, thank you. And then a Cadillac, brand
Do you
spanking.
know what the numbers are on them other ones yet? Have you read
I gotta
them yet?
learn them yet.
You ain't learned them yet?
Once I learn them, I never forget them. Even if I have 10 of these that look the same, I look at the number 4B, and that's usually how I remember these 4 and B. And I have 10 of these that look the same color and everything. Another one's 2H, the one from that Saturn Ion I got when I first met you. All that good stuff. I still remember I have 20 of them. Like, for example, I have 20 of them or 30 of them that look the same. This one, TC764, Ford Expedition from Jonathan Wienans. And the other one is TC139, and that one's from a 2001 Lincoln Town Car, and that one is blue, but I have tons of them that look just like it. But I haven't stopped. It's just I moved out.
Have you counted them lately and seen how many you had?
300 to 400 actually.
Okay.
I think if I'm making an educated guess, But I never really counted them. But I have 2 toolboxes like what Jonathan has in the tool shop. I know. I watch your videos because I finally discovered your YouTube video.
Well, I'm glad you did.
Yeah, about time. I couldn't get it because the old phone I had, that slide texter,
Yeah, now you got the new smartphone.
Yeah, the old slide textures melted to a crisp.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I'm lucky I wasn't. It was one of them electrical storms when I lived in Vass, and we didn't have to call the fire department or nothing like that. It's just, I put it out with I drunk some more, sprayed it on, unplugged it, unplugged it, then, scored it on, and whew, that's a close one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
You don't need no fire.
Yeah.
I like your bike. I really like your bike.
Thank you. I got it from May Street Cycles on East May Street.
Oh, in Southern Pines.
Yes, that's the best bike I've ever had. I have a fat seat because, those new seats that go...
Does that mean it's because you got a fat butt?
You know how that goes. Well, I know it's perfect, but at least, it's a good bike. Nice and beefy. Gets me to point A to point B.
I like it. Nice one.
Thank you.
Okay. Now, I think first what I'm going to do is pop this distributor cap and see. We're going to do some checking on these points. Like I said, this is a dual point distributor. Let's see if I can get this cap out of the way here. And we will, I'm thinking that Roy probably put new points in this thing. I don't like that wire situation already. Looks like this short wire has been black taped here. Oh, we got one wire for the condenser smashed under the cap. We need to go ahead and get some oil down in that distributor hole too while we're at it. Alright, so I think I'll turn this thing and I'm going to check some gaps here. I think the first thing I'm going to do is go in there and get me some glasses so I can see something. And we'll go from there. Well, I wanted to say another thing too. Somebody had said something about the tack not working in this thing. And the tack's not going to be working in this thing. You see this 3-wire plug here. There's another piece that goes on top of this distributor that is a track drive. And it extends this, the cap higher. And I think probably about 1 inch. And that's what drives your tack on your dash in there off of the distributor. The only one I've found is they won't guarantee it'll work, no returns, and they want $450 for it. So I've got a tack I will mount in there. I mean, it'd be nice to have the factory tack working, but I don't see paying that. Now, there may be another way around that. I'm not sure. I haven't done any research to see if we could wire that tack up different or not, but we're definitely not going to go the $450 route. That's just not going to happen. So let me get some glasses and see if we can see what's going on with these points here. All right. Okay, so points look great. Gap's fine. They're in good shape. A little bit of a wiring issue in there that I'm going to work on. I want to make sure nothing is grounding out. I think a lot of it's got to do with, there's probably two issues. I'd say for sure, I don't know if you can see the cracks on these plug wires, but I'd say for sure that's probably a combination of plug wires and possibly the coil. And so we're going to change out the plug wires and the coil, and we'll give it another try. Unfortunately, it won't be on this video, but it is running and driving. Like I said, it's pulling really hard, and let me see, we got a few more things done. We did get one of the wheels and tires mounted up for the Nash. We don't have the center caps, but we're probably going to see if we can pick up a set of them. And I think that brown will look fine with this tan, and it's sort of, that brown matches the interior, the brown, you know, the brown seat and stuff in it. So I think that'll work out good. I got the brake line for the Dodge Lancer. We'll go ahead and get it on and get some brakes on it. So we'll be doing a first drive video on it very, very soon. And then the El Camino. I did get the tires on it, and it made a world of difference. And I'll show you the issue. Okay, here was the issue with the El Camino. As you can see, this tire looks like it's flat and got a flat spot on it. And now this is actually after having air in them for, you know, over a week. This one, flat spot. That one, a big flat spot. And this one, a big flat spot. So all of the tires have got flat spots in them that are probably never going to come out, because, you know, after years of sitting with them being flat, they've just, you know, the tires are just shot, and they're not weather cracked, and they got good tread on them. That's one of the crazy things, but you know, they're just not they're not going to run. But the tires I put on it off of the 51 Studebaker, the ones I had on it, really made a difference. I mean, no shaking, bouncing whatsoever. So and I do have a bubble balancer on the way too. So we're going to start bubble balancing everything. And I do want to put some different rims on it later, but for now, you know, so we can drive it, that we've done it that way. And first thing this morning, before I went and, you know, got to work and got dirty, I actually took it to the part store, drove it to the part store with them tires on it. We put them on last night, but I didn't get a chance to drive it. So drives really nice. So I've got the gaskets we're going to fix the exhaust manifold that's leaking on the right side up at the engine, and then we're going to do a few other things to it, but we'll do it on video. But as for the Golden Hawk, it's doing really good so far. We'll be ready to start doing some floor work on it shortly, and we'll drive it some more, and really impressed with it so far. So next video will be a little better. I've got this issue also of you know, I get in this thing with it, expecting to drive it easy, and then I nail it and stay in it, and I'm hard on it. So I've got to be a little bit easier and drive it a little bit more normal. You know, I get in it and I'm like a little kid. But anyway, it's nice to have something with a little bit of horsepower. So I appreciate everybody watching, and we'll keep you updated on everything. And we're moving along though. All right, till next time. Bye.